And this is now, and once again you find yourself smack dab in the middle of sports history. For the first time in NBA history, a name has come back to the city it originated in. The Hornets are back in Charlotte, and unlike 1988, this team has had some playoff experience together, and they'd like to make it 2 trips in a row. Jump at him, they want it out of his hands. Marvin Williams, yes!
Nice ball fake.
Yeah, that's second youngest in the league. This will be an interesting matchup. Here comes Kemba. Hornets in front, but no, they're going to call it off. Technical foul on Kemba Walker. Williams with a trailing 3.
Good basketball. Knight takes himself out of the play with the driving layup.
Kemba at the elbow. Tell me you've seen down to 2. Here comes Kemba on the way in. Missed the bucket and draws the foul on Kemba. 3 on the way. Got it.
Good ball movement and a nice pass again by Marvin Williams.
Wild runner.
And this is something that's never been done in professional sports, so that the players need to understand why it's being done.
Oh, it was the action of the fans. They wanted it. The trailer is Walker. The basket is good.
Good job.
See, Dell, I think now they're within 15, got a little momentum. Their goal is off to a good start.
Game Brandon Knight is having. He runs with a triple-double. He's got 18 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds.
3 by Kemba. Yes.
Good spacing, good ball movement, and Al Jefferson trusting his teammates to make the right play.
Proud of their feet again. Would have been a nice assist, but Kemba comes away with a loose ball, and now a foul on O.J. Mayo. Trying to slow, ball knocked away. Nice play by Stevenson to save to Walker. Walker back out front. Here's Williams for 3. Here comes Parker. Ball stolen. Knocked out of there. Stevenson picks it up. And now they have to call for a timeout as Stevenson is hurt. Stevenson in visible pain. Hornets are out of timeouts. Walker headed to the hole. Walker got the basket. No foul. It's a 2-point lead. There's your guy out of Texas A&M. Hornets no timeouts. 6 seconds. 5. Walker with a 3 to tie. Yes!
We've seen it before.
Dell, you know how this ends. It's square at 100. Tied out Milwaukee with 1.6 seconds left to go. The Hornets have come from the ruins of a 24-point deficit. And Kemba Walker's 3 has tied it up for the first time since there was 3:41 left in the first quarter.
Talk about a guy that forgets his misses, Kemba Walker. Not the best of shooting nights. It does not matter. Look at the screen out front. Al Jefferson with his hand in the air before the ball is out of his point guard's hand.
Ball deflected. Williams at the gun. No, we're going to overtime. Here's Williams. Quick shot. Yes. 2-1. Hornets lead. With the shot clock on his back, Kemba Walker sent it into overtime, and now he has given the Hornets their first lead since the first quarter. 108-106.
The play was well defended, so you give it to Kemba Walker and says, go to work, young fella, do what you do best. Create a shot for yourself and knock it down. Well defended. Just better offense.
Dudley, Middleton. The shot is no good. The rebound, Hornets, and the Hornets win. I'm sure for Steve Clifford that was the longest 5 seconds of his life.
Thank you so much, Steve. Kemba is just still trying to gain his composure after this game. Overtime it took to beat the Bucks. It's the home opener. The Hornets name is back. The city was buzzing. You said yourself. yourself you could not sleep last night, but it all paid off in the end. What happened down the stretch?
Man, we got tough. You know, it was tough early on. You know, we made a lot of mistakes, things that we can fix. But you know, we had some high character guys. You know, guys on the bench who don't play much, who get in our air. You know, give us positive motivation. And you see what happened, man. Results happened. You know, we rallied. You know, the crowd came behind us, and we played harder and harder. Came out with a big win.
We talked just earlier about you and your offseason work. You said you worked specifically on your jump shot. You hit so many go-ahead buckets. You hit the game winner. What's the difference in your game, and tell us about that last play?
Man, I struggled throughout the whole game, but you know, Gennaro was on the bench, you know, telling me just stick with it. It's the first game. You know, adrenaline. You know, I was hype out there. You know, I couldn't really calm down, but you know, those last minute shots. You know, I love those situations. You know, I love to win games for my teammates, and those guys put me in the right situations to hit those shots. You know, I made a big one.
Well, congratulations. By the way, this is the largest comeback for victory in Charlotte NBA history, and I mean Hornets or Bobcats. Tremendous job tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Steve.